Sadie's voice pealed out like a big old cathedral bell, tuneless but commanding. They want to violate all the virgin land in this country. Not much left that don't have a piece of rock or wall or metal on it. Not much left for poor people just interested in work in the ground. Some politician or money man must mix up in it. Them disrespectful and God could do for them. The newscaster's silky voice with its pseudo-American radio accent cut in then. That was Sadie Humphreys, one of the leaders in the Blackman's Ridge protest action against local investor Kendrick Cameron's planned spa to the stars. Humphreys and 5 other protesters are currently in police custody in connection with alleged acts of vandalism and larceny at the Blackman Ridge site. Police sources indicate there is enough evidence for charges to be laid as early as Monday morning. Several items were reportedly stolen from one of the construction trailers placed on site before government called a halt amidst increasing community resistance. Painted on the side of one of the trailers was "King Court is alive," apparently a reference to the enslaved African leader and national hero who in 1736 planned a slave revolt to coincide with the governor's ball, only to be betrayed and later executed at Otter's pasture with other rebel leaders. Court was recently immortalized in a song by Calypso queen Ivina. The quote apparently a reference to the song's passionate cry that the spirit of the country's revolutionaries lives on in the defiant will of its people. As the song cut in, Nikki switched off the radio. She was en route to Aiden's helipad where she would meet Cam and Aiden to fly up to the ridge. She dropped Carleen and the kids off at Fanso's place, promising to swing by later to collect Carleen. All were curious about developments at the ridge. Cam was red and fuming, his likeness to Santa Claus increasing in a weird way. "You see what I get for playing nice?" he steamed, lighting into Nikki as she alighted from her car. "In the Antiguan vernacular, nice is soft. Don't know what I'm listening to you for. What the hell you know about Antigua people?" The sleepy demeanor Aiden often affected around his father lifted. "Daddy, ease up now," he said. His father looked at him like he'd grown a second head. "Since when you get involved in my business?" Cam said. "What, she giving you wife or something? Never have nothing to say about nothing, like all the weed you smoke fogging up your brain, now this." Aiden lapsed into silence, and Cam's eyes narrowed as he studied his son. Nikki turned back to her car. "Where the hell you going?" Cam demanded. "I'm not getting paid to take your abuse," she threw back, her heart hammering, her voice calm. "But you're getting paid, though," Cam shouted at her. "Well, do what you have to do, but I didn't come here for this," Nikki said, slamming her car door and taking off. "Good for you, girl," Carleen said later. "The techno shit from them." "It was stupid," Nikki responded. "He's my biggest client, my most reliable paycheck. Who am I kidding? He's not a client, he's my employer. Only sans employee benefits because I want to tell myself I'm an independent contractor. Where are the other paychecks? Except for Fanso, it's Cam, even when nothing is happening on the project, which is most of the damn time. So what? That means supposed to make him chat to you anyhow?" They were on the All Saints Highway, cars whizzing by as they often did on this accident-prone road. Nikki had picked Carleen up from Fanso's without going in, barely able to keep her foot off the accelerator for the time it took to toot her horn and for Carleen to settle into the seat next to her, eyes curious. She felt the urge to drive and keep driving right off the edge of this confounding and claustrophobic island, if necessary. She was calmer now, the cool evening air coming at her, doing its job. But as Carleen pressed for details, it all came tumbling out. "Maybe now you can take on some other jobs. You just have to turn down," Carleen speculated. Nikki looked across at her, surprised. Since helping Fanso launch and gaining some prominence on the admittedly ill-fated Blackman's Ridge project, she'd had offers, but time hadn't allowed her to contemplate them, and she certainly hadn't discussed them with anyone, least of all Carleen. "What, you forget him to live with you?" Carleen asked. She figured then that Carleen had heard her one-sided conversations with this prospective client or that. Makes sense. They were up in each other's armpits, another situation that had to be resolved soon. Nikki turned her eyes back to the road.